Hey friends, this video is about acting a certain way versus being a certain way. And there's a huge difference. This is Stacy Rocklein, and it is my mission to help people get more love flowing to them and more love flowing from them in all areas of their lives. Okay, let's break this down here. So when we are small, usually, we are told things about ourselves. We're categorized. We're put into a certain category that is a characteristic. You know, for example, I was told when I was young that I was bossy. So, I mean, I don't know which direction it goes. Was I already bossy? And so that's how I ended up with that label, so I just kept being how I was. Did I do some bossy things and then I was told I was bossy, so then I just kept being bossy? It doesn't really matter. When you tell someone they're a certain way, it's kind of like a permission slip to be that way. So I was told I was bossy, so then I just went through my life bossing people around. Something else I was told was that I was smart. So, I don't know, I looked around and most of the evidence to me looked like I was smart, so I believed that about myself. I believed I was smart. And to this day, that's something that I just believed about myself, and I acted the way a smart person would act. Something I was never told was that I was lazy. I was never called lazy, so I never believed that about myself. Here's the difference. I can go do something lazy, but I would never think of myself as being lazy. And those self-concepts, those categories are so strong that we can actually go do a lot of things, like thing after thing after thing after thing after thing that should prove it wrong, and we still don't change it. You know, I could go do dumb thing after dumb thing after dumb thing after dumb thing, and I'm not going to suddenly think, you know what, I'm not smart, I'm dumb. I won't. I still believe I'm smart. The person who was told that they were lazy can go do a productive thing over and over and over and over. And all of that evidence isn't going to necessarily change their thought about themselves that they're lazy. They can say, oh my gosh, look at me being productive, look at me being productive. But it's never that they change who they are. These are very strong categories, and what is the problem with that? It's that they separate us. Now, sometimes they unify us, right? Let's all hang out as smart people. But if all the smart people are hanging out, then all the dumb people are outside of that. That's a big, circle around that leaves people outside of it. And then sometimes we're just noticing how we're different. If I'm this way, you're that way, we're different. I am not finding a way that we're similar, a way that we can connect and be unified. I'm looking for how your categories are different than my categories. And that prevents love flow. And we do this to people that we meet, right? We meet somebody and they do something and we think, oh, that's a selfish thing to do. And then they do something else and we're like, another selfish thing. After a few times, we change it. We actually change it in our head to they're selfish. And now we have dumped them into a category. That's a selfish person. And it's usually not because we recognize it in ourselves. It's usually because we're saying, I am not that way, but you are this way. And so you can feel, there goes the wall goes up. And that wall is separating us. And as long as we are looking for ways that we are different and ways that we are similar to a few, but different than other people, we are creating walls that prevent us from loving, that block love from flowing in and out. And we put this box around ourselves and we decide that this is how we are, and no matter what I do or what other evidence there is, this is who I am, and we believe this about ourselves. Instead of deciding, I don't want that box and I don't want any of those self-concepts, and I want total freedom to be able to go be smart, be dumb, be lazy, be motivated, act kind, act selfish. Those actions, they don't define me, who I am, and I am not those things. Those are the ways I'm acting. But we really have to let go of all of this stuff that we've been told we are, because we don't have to be that. We don't have to be that. And that's my question to you. What label were you given? What category were you put in that you've been holding on to? And that no matter what you do to the contrary, you keep calling yourself that. Even if it's smart, you're still putting a label on yourself. So especially the ones that are negative, what are the things that you still consider yourself that you would like to let go of? Another question is, when you look at the people in your life, what labels are you putting on them? What are you saying they are and holding that to who they are instead of just how they're acting or how they're behaving? What labels are you using for other people that you would like to take and dump and get rid of so that you can just have love flow between you? Without separation, without deciding if we're similar or we're different, just that we all are and we can all have love flowing. So that's my question for you today is, what label are you carrying around that doesn't belong to you and you want to get rid of? And what's a label that you've put on someone else that you're ready to dump and free them from so that we can have more love flowing in our relationships between us and other people and to ourselves? Thank you for watching. I appreciate your likes and comments, and please share if you know someone who needs to hear this today. Until next time, bye.